Traders, I look forward to sharing my top setups for the upcoming week, including my entry and exit targets for potential trades in Tesla, in Bitcoin, and even a few small caps. Now, like I've done for a couple months now, I'm going to continue, really continue with the previous adjustments that I've made for close to 2 months, because in my opinion, it really just remains an intraday environment where, apart from a few isolated swing opportunities that we've seen and opportunities, whether it's related to China, commodities, emerging markets, European markets, as it relates to US equities, the opportunity for me and many that I've observed has really been on an intraday basis. So while the market remains in a range near lows, but below declining short-term moving averages, and especially its 200-day, I'm going to continue with an intraday focus. Coming into the week, I'm open-minded, willing to go both long and short, depending on how we react around significant areas of support and resistance in the overall market. So, for example, in SPY, I'm watching key levels as potential inflection points for the upcoming week. 570 resistance. If we hold below last week's low, that would be a bearish inflection point. Depending on individual relative strength, along with market's overall positioning and internals, here are some stocks that I'm going to be watching for the upcoming week for either long or short opportunities. Starting off with, let's start off with Bitcoin. Let's start off with continuation in Bitcoin, specifically looking at short opportunities for Bitcoin. I'm just going to pull up IBIT, the ETF here. Now, Bitcoin's obviously still in a downtrend. We can see with consecutive lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And obviously that could change if Bitcoin reclaims its declining 20-day moving average and consolidates above and maybe corrects a little bit over time. But for the time being, I'm more interested in momentum short scalps, giving the bigger picture downtrend. Now, of course, the idea also depends really largely here on overall market positioning. And if we see overall market weakness in the upcoming week, then we could potentially continue lower and break this bear flag within this downtrend. So if Bitcoin does break this bearish consolidation, sort of around the 82K level in IBIT, that would be around 46.50s and 46. That's when I'd be interested in intraday momentum shorts. As it is intraday, obviously I'd be using VWAP as a guide and lower highs on the 5-minute time frame for entries. And especially looking on an intraday basis, what I like to do, even if it's just intraday trading, I still like for those key levels to align with higher time frame levels. So for example, if we got a consolidation around the 46 area, 46 mark, aligning with a higher time frame area, obviously within this downtrend, and we break that intraday, I'd be tempted to look for consolidation breakdown shorts with stop above that consolidation or trailing using lower highs on a 5-minute time frame. Alternatively, failed pops into VWAP within a downtrend, bigger picture on the day, using that as an entry, extensions from VWAP once entered as potential exits, and trailing on lower highs on a 5-minute time frame. But overall, using really a combination of ATR measured moves, trend breaks, and extensions from VWAP to the downside for taking profits. Next up, continuation higher in Tesla. Zoom in there. Nice opportunity on Friday in Tesla. Great relative strength, obviously, to the overall market and even to Qs, along with Palantir. Both ideas from last week's watch list. Now, again, not focusing on high time frame swings right now in this market, especially with Tesla as it remains below its 200-day. But given the relative strength on Friday and the potential for a rubber band effect off of its lows after very tight compression and consolidation at the lows, and then we got a little bit of expansion on Friday, I'm definitely inclined right now to look for continuation in Tesla to the upside and momentum intraday long opportunities. I'm not saying it will, but especially if the market firms, Tesla after Friday's relative strength would be a go-to for me, looking for follow through as opposed to just trading the overall market. So if Tesla does express some relative strength in the upcoming days, upcoming week, and the market has favorable internals and a bit of a change of character with its positioning and internals, then I'd be looking for opportunities, higher lows intraday, or consolidations above VWAP, consolidation breakouts above VWAP, in order to get long. I'm going to be looking at trading that with a stop below 5-minute higher lows, so stop below the previous higher low, or ideally stop below the breakout point if we do get a consolidation above VWAP and breakout, or break through the highs, looking at trading my stop originally starting at the consolidation breakout low and then trailing it to 5-minute higher lows, for example, just for an intraday trade. But as I discussed really at greater length and in more detail in my most recent IA meeting, I'm being pretty quick to secure gains, trail my stop, take risk off the table in trades like this and a trade like I had in Tesla last week. So as I outlined in that meeting, that's going to be the same approach that I take for managing trades of this nature. Next up, quantum, looking at pops to short in quantum, and as you'll know, especially those that were in that meeting, QBTS is sort of my vehicle of choice for this theme. Now regarding the quantum theme, obviously as I outlined last week in the previous watch list, Thursday was an excellent sell the news opportunity in QBTS and a number of other quantum really related names. Now going forward, I'm going to be looking for a pushback into prior areas of resistance and looking for failure for an opportunity to get short again intraday. So a lot of scenarios exist for potential entry for a setup like this. I'll just outline one. So 9 obviously is a key level from Friday's high, potential area of resistance going forward. And thereafter we have 950, a key area from Thursday where we broke down. We've also had a held bid which got taken. And so those are two areas of potential overhead and resistance that I'm going to be looking out for if the stock were to push back into those areas and fail. If we do get a push near Friday's high, near 9 and fail, and display some relative weakness to the quantum basket, other names, that's when I'd look to position short versus the high of day. I'm essentially going to be targeting move back down towards Friday's low. And then obviously another central area of resistance is that 950 mark where the stock broke down from on Thursday. So similar plan as to a push into 9 and fail exists for that as well. Then next up, just a few small caps that are on watch and that I have alerts set for. If those alerts go off, then I'll pay closer attention to them. RGC, low float, small cap. Definitely not a name to trade or watch unless it's an area of strength for you, a proven area of strength. With positive expectancy and edge. I think it's, it's surge. Obviously, there's been some news that's come out, but it's surge for me. It's more related to the mechanics versus fundamentals. I think once stubborn shorts, have truly exited the position, provide liquidity for the locked float, I assume to be unwinded, or once, real and actual selling actually enters the fray and persists, for the first time, a short opportunity will arise. But until then, until backside, just a name to watch, and again, not a name to be participating in unless you have proven edge with such opportunities. So for me, I'm just waiting until that scenario plays out and a backside is confirmed, and then I'll be looking for tight risk reward opportunities to take advantage of the shifting momentum. RNAZ. So nice failure on Friday. Very straightforward plan here for an intraday trade. I'm really just looking for pops back into multi-day VWAP developing around 130 or potential failure and overhead area into 140s. So just looking for a pushback on Monday or Tuesday into those areas for a potential re-short. And then lastly, last name on the watch list is another small cap, PSTV. And PSTV was a great trader on Thursday, lack of follow through on Friday in either direction, but a potential liquidity trap that developed and hopefully is forming from Friday. So really, I'm ideal scenario. I'm hoping that this has a dead cat bounce, a secondary push back into potential overhead. That for me would be anything above Friday's high, so anything into the mid 130s to 140s, even towards 160 and fail for a potential redo and re-short, targeting a move back down closer to 1. So that's everything that's on the watch list. As I said, combination of small caps, large caps, and very open-minded to going long, to going short. But one thing I'm not doing yet until I see the really structure of the market change and improve is swing trades. So I'm just focusing on intraday trading for the time being, and then we will take it as it comes on a day-by-day basis. So as always, drop what your top focuses are for the upcoming week in the comments below. Let me know what you think about these watches, these plans, and maybe you have differing thoughts, opinions, or trade management styles. Drop it in the comments. Good luck for the upcoming week, and I'll see you all again next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each and net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of S&B Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with S&B to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part? You don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.